This is the Artist Entrepreneur Podcast. We are your hosts, Amanda Ritchie, Noah Dock, and me, Kerry Wee. We're three artists brought together by the love of circus and dance. Amanda from the world of Cirque du Soleil as an aerial soloist. Noah, our academic, and me from the commercial dance world. This is one of the greatest jobs in the world, but it comes with uncertainty. Each episode contains insight on how to pursue art-based businesses. We'll have a variety of guests and have lively weekly Discord. Tune in every week to hear our perspectives on the minefield that is the artist's way of life. Oh,
how's it going?
I feel like I'm winning for getting through the week, but it was a better week. We are getting better as we go. I am almost at full pace.
Woohoo! Yeah, tell me, update me, give me all the things. I missed last week, so fill me in.
I know. So my burnout was real, and then the stepping back up into it, I did it gradually. I took the pressure off myself, and by this Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm like churning a little bit. So it's good. Got a lot of studio time this week. A lot.
Woohoo!
I feel strong. I feel flexible.
I love it. There's a birthday week happening soon, or did I miss it already?
You missed it. So May 1st was my birthday.
Happy birthday! My sense of time is non-existent.
Yeah, it's okay.
Tell me about that. So take me back even further. Happy birthday.
Okay, so this is what happens. San Antonio has its own holiday called Fiesta.
Okay.
And it's the whole week of that same week. And I just don't know anything about it because I'm like, what's Fiesta? It is particular to this city. Okay. So I ended up canceling. It was a Thursday night, my birthday. I ended up canceling my class because there were very low signups anyway because of Fiesta, which I know nothing about. And Ace was like, why don't we go out to dinner? I was like, oh my God, perfect. So we made reservations downtown at the Riverwalk, which is like the cool place to go. You know, it's like think Venice, but in Texas. Like there's a whole canal going through downtown and there's all these restaurants set up that you can sit next to the water. But it started to thunderstorm right as we were leaving. And we're like, oh man, I'm going to go all the way down there and get rained out. It's a bean. Do you see this? Do you see this? She's in her sparkly gymnastics outfit.
I see the sparkles. The posing, amazing.
She's posing big time. Good job, Bean. Oh, okay. Okay, I already started. Go play. Oh, you want a hug? Oh, just a sweetest hug.
Wipe her nose on your shoulder.
You focus.
Oh, thank you. She told me to focus. So also, I have this for getting through my week. I know Amanda's not such a big drinker, but I enjoy my crisp white wine on a Friday afternoon. We were gonna go to a steakhouse like on the Riverwalk, but we like drove like a couple minutes in the car. We're like, we're gonna get rained out, and there are plenty of steakhouses close by. So one of them was closing in half an hour because it was already 8:30 when we got in the car. And so we were like, oh, Texas Roadhouse has really good steaks. Oh my God, we were not ready for what we encountered. First of all, Texas Roadhouse is like a party. It's like going to, have you been to the one in LA called, they have like a mechanical bull in the middle. Oh my God, what is it called?
Stony? Not Stony.
Oh my God.
Saddle Ranch.
We don't want a party atmosphere, but like we wanted a steak and it's the only place open and we're like, okay, fine, but it'll be fine because it's a Thursday night. Like who's going out?
Please tell me you rode the mechanical bull. Please tell me.
There's no mechanical bull, but I'm telling you, it was a holiday for San Antonio and we didn't realize it. It's like
everybody was out. Yeah.
Yes. It's like coming to America on the 4th of July and not really understanding what was going on, right?
Amazing.
So we got there and it was like freaking packed and it was a party. But we were already like, if we didn't eat something, we'd be hungry. We're already committed to doing it. Asa had his best face on. He was like, you could tell. He's like, I'm not going to ruin Kerry's birthday by being myself. Because ordinarily he would have been like, no, like we need to find somewhere else. Like, but he like tried to keep it together. Oh, you changed your outfit? Oh, she's
we get
doing
an
a
actual fashion show tonight.
She's doing wow, look at this. Oh my goodness. My bean is so cute.
We're getting a full-on fashion show.
Oh, hi. All right, let me do it. Good job, Bean. So anyways, so he was on his best behavior, but you know, like even Bean, like we finally got our table. She goes, Mommy, why is it so loud in here?
That tells you something. You're like, well.
So that was the actual night of, but then Asa, by the time this comes out, he would be done with his traveling, but for 3 weekends in a row, he has gigs elsewhere in the country. LA, New Orleans, LA. Those were his 3 weeks. And so that weekend he was about to leave. So on Saturday, what I did, because the food there was so good, it was just the atmosphere we didn't want. So I went and got takeout. I know the audience really needs to know this. I went and got takeout, and I'm telling you, okay, so Texas Roadhouse is a place that I knew from Ohio when I was growing up. And it's like the place we'd go to prom sometimes, like before prom.
Okay.
So it's like Red Lobster-esque. It's like, it's not very expensive, but still, the food is really good. And so I ordered a small, tiny little sirloin steak and all the sides, and then Bean, a kid's meal. And I did takeout on the Saturday because I wanted the food again, and I spent $22.
On a steak? Wow.
And a kid's meal.
Steak.
On a pretty good steak.
Damn.
And then I was very impressed.
Okay, Texas.
Okay, but here's my other update. I went to the doctor, so I'm like trying to establish care.
Okay.
In here in Texas, get a new doctor. I love my new doctor. She's amazing.
Nice.
She did all the blood work. She did the pap smear. Pap smear is going to come back soon. But I have a slightly elevated cholesterol.
Oh.
So she's like, it's probably the red meat. That's what she said.
Oh. Have you been having like an increase in red meat since you moved?
I think so.
Oh, interesting.
But
because it's so cheap.
Yeah. And it's good. It's like really good. It's like, I mean, not to be morbid, but it's like out in the back, yard, getting in the pasture. You know what I'm saying? So there's probably an increase in red meat, but honestly, I haven't got my blood work done in a long time. And Amanda, I'll tell you, I'm not like you. I eat whatever I feel like eating, usually. And sometimes it's like I should probably pull back on the French fries. I should probably pull back on stuff like that. And red meat too. So anyways, here's to 48. I have
48.
Slightly high cholesterol. But listen, I need to like just make a couple lifestyle, just like, pull it back a little. And then the other thing that happened, Amanda, is that right when that week was happening, I started to notice that when I brushed my hair out, like a crazy amount of my hair was falling out. I'm not messing with you. So I think that my estrogen is plummeting, but we'll deal with that later.
Yay, 48. Yeah.
Noah and I had this whole conversation. He's like, you probably think I'm such a baby. I'm like, no. At 30, life is hard too.
He's 30?
Yes.
He's in his 30s or he is 30?
No, he is 30.
Like 30. Wow.
No, he's such a mature,
No, he is. That's why I'm
we
saying,
are
wow.
immature I'm pretty immature for my age. I have to
say. Maybe the latter. I feel like I'm very immature. No, I didn't realize he was so young. I didn't realize he was a young one.
I connect with whoever I connect with.
Yeah. No, I love it.
I connect with.
I love it so much. I just didn't realize.
Cool. I do love what we do for a living because I feel like we're not grouped. Like if you have a corporate job, like as you progress in your job, the people progress with you, and the people who are younger are way, way below you, probably. Yeah. But in our world, it could be anything. You could be really successful and rich at 22.
It could be anything. Usually you are if you're in our field, if you're performing and known.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like that, Bean. Good job. Oh, it's beautiful. She has a ring on.
Ooh.
It matches your outfit, Bean.
Show, Bean.
Look at her hair, how pretty her hair is today. It's just like wavy and bouncy.
It's always wavy and bouncy, though. It's always so pretty.
I feel like I gave her all my continence and my bounce and my elasticity.
I feel like that might be accurate.
That might be accurate. So, Amanda, that is my I have more update, like in life, but like that was that week.
Okay.
But I'm feeling really good. Okay, the one thing a friend said to me, because I have a thread with a group of girls that I danced with in a show back in 2007, and we've just become like, we're like family. And I was like, I can't believe it, almost 50, cheers to 50. And then one of the women said, I think that it would be pretty incredible at any age to be able to be as flexible and as strong as you are. So I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah.
That she said. And I was like, touche. I'm going to take that and think about it. So I thought about it. And I don't want to jinx myself because, the only real thing that gets in the way of something like this that I can foresee is an injury. But so I was like, you know what? I want to be as strong as flexible as I ever have been.
That's awesome.
That's going to be my new goal. I mean,
yeah,
we'll see how life goes. Like injuries always have a way of sneaking up and really, really putting a wrench in things.
Yeah.
But it's not like I'm doing anything crazy right now. Like I'm very like the progressions that I'm doing in my own training. Like, it's like you're not in your performance career anymore. The pressure is off.
Yeah.
I can progress slowly. It's not like I'm putting myself in these extreme positions. So,
but that's cool. I like that goal for 50, and it's maintain what you got. I love that. That's amazing.
Yeah. Just tweak my diet a little. Maybe those cows want to be happier and alive. So,
I mean, I don't think they're going to be alive regardless. Somebody else will eat them. That is for sure.
That's for sure. But yes, maybe less burgers for me once in a while. I love a burger, but maybe it'll be a chicken sandwich here and there. I have more to talk about, luckily, because our Noah's not here today, listeners. You can cry about it if you want.
That's okay. Cry. I dare them to cry.
I dare you to cry. Amanda, give me an update, please.
As much as I can. I know. So, I mean, update business-wise, in the business, my kids are getting ready for shows. So I've just been rehearsing them and working with them, and a select group of kids is getting ready for competition. So their competition is in July in Arizona, and if they qualify, they get to go to Italy.
You were telling me.
But I've realized, I know, this competition, and I've realized in this process, I freaking hate competitions. I don't mind judging them, but being on the other side of them, I'm not a fan. This competition in particular, so I've been told, is kind of the kickstart of getting aerial accepted into the Olympics. So they're really they're really strict on what you can do, how you can do it, code of points you have to abide by. Like you have to have an exact length of music. You have to have like 30 seconds on the floor. You have to incorporate strength, balance, flexibility, and dynamic. It's so rigid to the point where I'm like, it lost its flair for me. It lost the fun, and it takes the joy out of it for me a little bit. So I'm
that's been a question always among circus people. Is it ever going to be considered a sport in that way? But if it is, it needs like basically how artistic gymnastics is so rigid because it's all points and 0.5 points and 0.8 points and how far you're ahead. So it's taken the creative aspect out for you.
A lot, like to the point where I'm like, okay, I know that I don't want to ever be an Olympic coach, and that's not my trajectory. I would not be happy doing that. Not to say that I'm like, oh my God, I'm so good to be an Olympic coach, but
well, for sure, if our sport went to the Olympics, it was accepted to the Olympics, like I think you'd be very qualified, and I'd hope to be the same, to be a coach. But yes, it's not a creative thing anymore. It seems like.
Yeah, so my jam with aerial and lyra specifically, I love being weird. I love being awkward. I love coming up with just weird things. If it's easy, if it's hard, I don't care. I just like playing around just to see what the possibilities are. And this whole way of competing and approaching aerial takes that away, and I hate it. Not to say that there's not a place for it. I think it is. And I think aerial could be a really cool thing to be added to the Olympics as long as there was a little compartment for the artistic side, you know?
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
probably how all the choreographers think about the ice skating programs they're putting together. It has to compile up to all these points and points and points.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a great little bit to chew on. Like,
Yeah.
I would think of, like, I'd have to think about it. Have you been thinking about it for a while?
I kind of been thrown into it more so than really sitting and processing because I have to create and they're called routines. They're not acts anymore. So I have to create these routines that are very rigid and like if I have a kid that's in like say the novice category, they have a certain point scoring system that they have to stay in, and they cannot do any tricks that are not in that scoring system, even though they could be capable of so much more. But if they decide to be put in that category, they have to stay within that category.
Right, because they're competing against people in the same category and they have to have some type of baseline.
Yeah.
Does it feel to you like it's trick to trick to trick because of this situation? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally. I mean, they do have like a sport category and an artistic category. And in the artistic category, more like transitions matter more. So that appeals to me because I'm a transition whore. I love transitions.
Oh,
you know,
too.
You too.
That's the reason to do it almost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like that appeals to me more, and I would much rather, have that. But yeah, like, boy, once I've kind of have my kids set on their routines and I have time to actually process without like in real time doing it and processing, I'll probably have a different perspective on it. But right now I'm like, I hate it.
The thing I think about when thinking about our art in a sport type of situation is that what is interesting about and what is challenging about artistic gymnastics is that those skills that are done by everybody, they're just like, there's such a risk to every single time that you fly and you land something. Whereas silks, for example, or a lira, if you have a certain strength and flexibility and you run your act a million times, the chances of you falling out of that or messing up the way somebody can fall off an apparatus in gymnastics is very low.
Yeah.
So it's like, how would you differentiate? And if you were me, you differentiate through the movement quality. But then how is that getting judged?
Some of these dynamic skills, though, on both
it's like
and Lyra,
you could really like fall out of it easily.
Yeah. So I mean, yes and no. I have seen, and my kids are doing some passes and some combinations of skills that are just scary to watch sometimes because you're like, if they miss it, right, they're down. They're down several feet from the air.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I feel like it's similar to gymnastics in a very big way because like the gymnasts they train and they run it and they run it and they run it and they do it and they do it and it's in their body. Same with aerial. There's a added component of risk for aerial because you're so elevated, you're so high.
So basically, are you talking about like release moves? Is that what you're talking about basically?
Yeah, primarily release moves.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. That's where the risk comes because like if you're in a closed drop and you've done that closed drop a million times, you're probably going to do it,
Yeah, but high scoring points
is all open. It's all open. Oh.
It's all dynamic. It's all release. It's all dislocates, inlocates, punch forwards. It's all.
I see. So this is basically the vocabulary stuff that I never touch.
Yeah, but it's not just those. It's the combination of those skills in one piece
Sequence.
Of dynamic flow.
Yes.
Right. So like these regrips and these catches and these punches and it's never ending.
And is it rope? Is it silks? What are you on?
I'm on silks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But rope too.
Rope too. Oh my God, I'm so intrigued. And then how are these roll-ups going? This roll-up competition?
I am not performing with my group.
Oh, they didn't quite make it.
They didn't make it. They're doing awesome. It's a really hard skill. It's a really hard skill to
Yeah, it's a
accomplish
really
on
hard.
silks.
Yeah.
It's easier on straps, oddly enough. Harder on silks, but they're doing really good. They're close. They're so close, but the deal was everyone had to get two in a row.
I remember.
That's a group of like 6 or 7.
Yes. Okay. Can I tell you that I have thought about it recently? I haven't thought about adding an apparatus to my life in a long time, but I was thinking about dance trap.
Okay.
And I should maybe add it to my life. Because it lends itself so well to the way I like to move.
Mm.
And my studio happens to have plenty of them.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. Do you ever touch that, Guy?
Dance trap was one of my very, very first apparatuses.
Was it?
Yeah. Well, hoop was my main. Hoop was my very first, and that was my main. But then I got into dance trapeze. That was one of my audition materials that I sent in for Cirque before I got Cirque was dance trapeze. Yeah. So the video that I sent in to apply was on dance trapeze, but after I got Cirque, I never touched it again.
Oh, so yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, but yes, it's been decades.
Well, I never wanted to touch it before, but now I'm like, you know what? I feel like sometimes with my practice, I hit points where I'm like, a new element might be nice here.
Wait, pause for a second. Noah is just sending, he's ready. He can join us. Did you see your messages?
Oh.
And then we'll come back.
You like
Tell him he's not allowed to
He's
join
like,
in.
I get it. You don't want me. You guys, we might be getting a Noah doc right now.
We want to talk shit. But keep in mind what you were saying, because I want to know. I need to know.
Emailed you. Oh my God. I get it. You guys don't want me. You guys should see this text.
I
get it. You guys just want to talk crap about me while I'm not there.
Accurate. Watch him not show up now.
I know. No, I mean, I assumed he was working at the bar because he said the week before that he didn't know his hours yet. Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. No, I didn't see it. And Amanda's like, did you see Noah's text?
I get it. You guys just want to talk shit while I'm not there.
No, I thought you were working at the bar.
Yeah.
I thought you were working at the bar.
What kind of
shoot is this that you were on?
Yeah, where are you, Noah? Where are you coming from?
I've had a week.
Oh no!
Please tell.
Yeah, spill the beans.
No, I had an interesting week. I can't say. Well, I've just been working a lot this week. I'm very tired. I'm exhausted. Wow, look at this.
Wow, that hair.
That's some hair.
Crazy.
That's like a porcupine, but soft.
Yeah.
Wait, did she say the word porcupine?
Yeah. What?
No, was that accidental?
Fill me in. What's happening?
Now we can't.
Tell me.
I think that was accidental.
No.
We left an Easter egg for you in one of the episodes, and if you said the code word, that meant you listened to it. But you didn't actually listen to it. That was an accident.
It wasn't an accident. It was fully intentional.
Why can I tell him?
I have to make a new code word now.
No. Wait, hold on. Amanda, did you actually listen to the episode?
I didn't.
I have to make a new code word now.
Wait, no, but what's the chances that she would use that word randomly in the hour we're talking?
I don't know. Well, I don't know, but that was wild, actually.
That was crazy. So Noah was like, Amanda, if you're hearing this right now, the code word is porcupine.
Amazing. You just
I
so
said
happen to
that.
look like one.
And I just so happen to look like one. Now I have to make a new code word, and I'm gonna test it next time.
You know what?
see if she can
You
get
saved
2 in a
yourself,
row.
Noah, because we
Yes,
did
please.
not start talking crap about you yet.
We were almost there. We're getting to it.
We're close. Yeah, I get it.
Okay, you're fired, Noah.
Thank you, Bean. I know. Trust
Thank you,
me.
fired.
I know. Thank you, fired. Amanda's only been fired once, but I get fired every week.
You do get fired every week.
It really helps keep things into perspective.
Do better. Do better, dude.
Do better. Did you hear that?
Getting fired every week. Yeah, do better. I'll try, Bean.
Better.
I'll try. In my defense, Bean,
Yeah.
I wasn't supposed to be here at all today. The fact that I showed up
But it's a short dress.
is amazing.
Short dress.
Okay, go. What did I miss?
Bean was firing Noah,
All right. Well, this is to be expected.
and she told
Okay.
him to do better.
Yeah, she told me to do better, which nothing says failure like being 30 and having a child tell you to do better.
She's just channeling her father because her papa likes to say, "Do better."
That's amazing.
Hey!
Give us your update.
Okay, what's my update? My update is that I had a long week. I worked every day, sometimes multiple jobs. Got cast in a reality show.
What?
I was in a reality show all week.
What?
That's exciting.
Wait, what kind of reality show is this?
I can probably say this, but I was on a dating show.
Oh.
Listen, I have one important question. Were the people hottie patatis? Were there super hot hottie?
There were
The
some
people.
super hot people involved.
Okay,
It's
now
LA.
listen. I think I know which way you swing, but that could change from day to day. So like, what were your thoughts?
I'm straight. I sway one way.
You only sway one way at all times. Is this correct?
I only sway one way at all times. That is correct.
Okay, got
That
it.
should be a song. I only sway one way.
We should ask AI to write us a song called "I Only Swing One Way."
Seriously.
No, there were some attractive people. Listen, I only sway one way, but there were some attractive people. People with a lot more abs than I have.
Listen, girls too. But can I tell you that like when I go to a place and see hot girls, I'm totally straight. But like the first thing I'll be like is freaking hot girls. Like
Well, yeah,
I
you
can really
beauty.
appreciate.
Yeah.
Listen,
You know what I'm saying?
we can all be realistic and appreciate what we're looking at. Like, if you're not into something, but you see something that looks good, we all know.
It's like a human
100%.
specimen. You know what I'm saying? Like wow.
Yes. Like you won the lottery on looks. Congratulations.
Nobody looks at Hugh Jackman and goes, I don't think so. Everyone's like, no, that dude is fucking ripped. He is a good looking man.
It depends on which Hugh Jackman era, I guess.
I guess so.
Wolverine, yes.
Wolverine is a good looking man.
Yes, there you go. That's better. That makes more sense to me.
You know who else I saw this week? I saw the movie Sinners, and you get Michael B. Jordan 2 times because he's a twin in the movie. And that man
Ooh. Yeah, he's some
eye candy. There's some eye candy happening there.
Yeah,
there's some good looking people.
man.
So was it distracting or was it helpful? I mean, it was a show like it's only a week. Is it only a week or are you still in it?
Did you get paid?
Did I get paid? Yes, I got paid.
Okay, that's all really I care about.
No, I don't think I would. It's very hard for me to justify doing a project that isn't my own for no
and
pay.
not get paid. Was it worth the pay?
I don't know. I mean, it wasn't bad pay by any means. I don't think.
Did the hours equal the pay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, 2 weeks ago, you were sitting in the alley of your dance studio saying how you had no jobs. So I think we're good.
Now you've got multiple again.
Now you have, I mean, feast or
Paying.
famine. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a lot of work, though.
Yeah.
Being on set is no joke, though.
I'm very tired. It was like 7 a.m. call times for 5 days. And then I also worked at the bar in the evening.
Okay, I have 2 questions. One about the bar and one about the show. Was there an intimacy coordinator on this show?
Ooh. For a dating show?
How do they do that?
That's a good question. I don't know if I'm able to say that, but no, there was not. Just for you,
Okay,
no, there was not.
Yeah, I mean, I assume that reality is kind of like, you know, whatever happens, happens. But like, okay, and for the bar, now that you're past your first day, are you serving drinks yet? Or are you still training only?
I'm still training. There's going to be a while of training, but the training is cool. The training is fun. It's a lot of prep work, a lot of chemistry, a lot of nerdy science cocktail stuff, which I'm all about, and it's really cool to learn.
Did anybody of not the female persuasion try to get you to go the other way?
I love that you're still on the sway pole. Carrie's on the sway pole right now.
No, I'm not. I know you're not going that way. I'm just wondering if somebody's trying to talk you into
I
it.
feel like I could answer that because that's not what the show was.
No, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like this whole like gender thing is very like, it's not what it used to be in the world. Like it's obvious that people are like non-binary. So like,
Yeah. Here's what I'll say. It was a reality show. It was about dating. Think The Bachelor, Bachelorette sort of thing.
It was a really interesting experience. You know, I've always had friends be like, "You should go on a reality show. You should go on a dating show. That would be really fun." And so I've always been like sort of curious about what it would be like. And
did it derail all your other work, or was it just like it was just crazy to get all of it done?
it didn't derail because, you know, entertainment, hurry up and wait.
Right,
So
you had time. You had time sitting with your phone.
yeah, there was downtime, so I was doing other things. Yeah, no, it was cool. It was fun.
So Noah, we were just talking about the idea of aerial potentially becoming an Olympic sport. That was what we were talking about right before you got here. Right before the text started coming in. Hey, I just got out of the thing. Wait, missed call. I get it. You guys hate me.
Yeah, to all
Where
our
are you?
listeners, they actively kept me away from this call because they were talking shit.
Listen.
They know the
What
truth.
happens when I record is I turn my phone off and notifications.
I figured. You
But,
just gotta always send the link to both of us, no matter what.
No, okay, I will.
Yeah,
Because
that's
I
fair.
was figuring that like
Might get surprise guess that way.
no,
Yeah.
you're right. I should just send it to you guys no matter what, because like I assumed you'd be like in the back of a bar, like making a clarified time like Rosemary situation. That's what I was thinking. But no, that's not it at all.
Wouldn't that be funny though if I dropped in for like 3 minutes, just like in the back of a bar?
Bye.
This is the life. This is the life. Okay, bye.
But no, you'll be happy to learn that I think I might have climbed out of my burnout.
That's good.
I think I climbed out. Amanda's still really not telling us anything about anything, but it's okay because she's here and we're happy she's here.
Surprises there.
No surprises
Right.
there.
Here I am signing an NDA and on a reality show, and I'm
With the
still sharing
head.
at least a little bit.
With the head tilt, I got the whole thing. If only listeners could see the attitude from the body language attitude I'm
There's a
getting
lot
from
of
Noah.
attitude coming out.
Whoa.
It's because I've been on a reality TV show.
You know what? You would do well on a reality TV show. I feel like you're very like you're made for TV in a way because you could turn it on. I'm not saying you're like that all the time, but yeah, we're now giving jazz hands.
I think that was like my friends who have told me to go on a reality show is like consensus is like I can turn it on and I could be the life of the party or I could be dramatic or whatever, and then I could turn it off. And I will say something that I learned this week. I got to watch some people who are, in my opinion, like pros at this reality TV thing.
Oh, tell me, what are those characteristics?
Yeah, what constitutes somebody a pro?
They're characters. Who they are on camera versus who they are off camera it's a fascinating thing, and it's really amazing, and it's really interesting, and there are people who like this is what they want to do, and this is what they do, and the characters they are it's amazing. I was really impressed by some people.
So when they're sitting back like in catering and they're not on camera, they're completely different people?
I'm not going to say completely different people. It varies, from person to person, but it's acting. There's no great secret that reality TV is not reality, right?
Yeah. Totally.
There's no great secret there.
Yeah.
There's things are designed, things are directed, things are portrayed, characters are made, and things like that, and it's really interesting to watch it, and to be able to experience it was I think a very unique thing. I was talking to somebody about how great it would be to do a documentary about about the making of a reality TV show.
Isn't there one already? I don't know. Don't ask me the name of it, but there is a show about the behind the scenes of a reality show.
I would if you figure out what the name of it is, please send it,
or if listeners chime in somehow, some way.
If our listeners know what show Amanda's talking about, I would. It's a really interesting perspective and world that I really didn't know much about until this week. But Ariel in the Olympics, what's your opinion?
I mean, basically, Amanda was saying that it was burning her out because creating these acts for these kids. I mean, I've spent a lot of time in the studio today, and it's just so different, like being in a retail environment like I am compared to what you're in, Amanda. Noah, how are your kids? Are your kids like casual?
My kids are pretty casual.
Okay.
But they do like competitions and things like that, but they're pretty casual. They take acro as, I'm not gonna say recreation, but as a addition to their dance to like be able to do those things if a choreographer asks for it. Some of them have insane potential for sure. Like I would love to see some of them become real, dancers and go to college for it and try the professional world for sure.
I mean, Amanda, what do you think about these kids? Your kids are how old? These kids in your program?
My competition kids?
Yeah.
Are 14 through 16.
What do you think about the rigor at that age?
Oh my God. Amazing. I wish I had them. I wish I had that again.
Do you think they're going to burn out though? I guess is my question.
Kind of hard for me to say because I know some of my kids listen to this podcast.
They do? Do we need to stop cursing?
No, that's okay. They kind of know that.
We better fucking not.
So I won't go into detail of things. I will say there's always a potential for burnout, especially when the expectation has been placed at such an elevated level. Um, and then the expectation that some of them place on themselves exceeds that already elevated
Right.
expectation.
Right.
That gets a little scary. It's scary for lack of a better word. It's just then that's part of my job. My job is to like
Bring balance to the force, like the Jedi that you
to
are.
to what's appropriate for their skill level and their age and what I can see where their potential is and I know where they want to go and for me to get them there safely in the appropriate amount of time. Do they always like what I have to say in my guidance? Absolutely not. But that's why I'm there.
Okay, here's a question.
Yeah.
Noah and Amanda, were you good at what you do when you were younger? Were you good physically at whatever it is?
Well, I didn't start dancing until I was 14, and I would argue that I'm still not good at it.
No, but not the physicality necessarily, but for you, because you're like choreographer in your mind, but it's not like you were like that when you're 5. It came later.
The best thing I can compare it to is playing trumpet. I played trumpet as a kid, and I was a magician. I was a close-up magician, and I know that I was good at both of those things. And the reason why I know I was good at trumpet is because I was, first chair in whatever kid orchestra, youth orchestra I was in.
And you were the youngest person in the Magic Castle. You already told us in many
And
episodes.
I was the youngest person in the Magic Castle for about 10 minutes. But that's it. Other than that,
Amazing.
I don't know if I'm really good at anything.
Well, and Amanda, you were a ballerina. Did you consider
I was a
yourself
ballerina.
very good at anything at that age, like at the age that your kids are at?
If I were to compare me at 16 where some of my kids are at 16, they have well exceeded my abilities at 16. Like putting us side by side. And I think, well, one, I didn't know aerial existed when I was 16 at all. And also, two, the elements and the things that are popular and trending right now are way harder than when I was a kid. Right. So just the nature and the evolution of the art form has just changed. It's become this beast of a thing where back in my day, it wasn't so bad. It wasn't as crazy. Like all these release catch moves that didn't gain popularity. It only gained popularity in the last 5 years, 10 maybe if I'm being generous.
What I'm trying to get at is that I feel like that the physical ability that you can gain very easily as a child because of your facility, like the body is young, right? I feel like the spirit to do it, that is kind of a kindling flame that you have to watch.
The earth is just rotating the wrong way.
The earth is really messing me up. It's the San Antonio weather because we have like thunderstorms here.
Mercury's in the microwave.
Mercury is in the microwave.
Noah, was that a huge yawn that you just let out?
I was like, wow, that's funny.
Oh, okay. And you froze for me.
Mercury's in the microwave is hilarious.
So I don't know. I think about it because now I have a 5-year-old who isn't really we're not really pushing in any particular way. And I see kids at the gymnastics gym and there's a couple kids. There's kids at between 6 and 10 who are there after school for 5 hours a day, And so I think a lot about the physicality that you can train during those years, but then also the spirit that you can, hello, oh my God, Noah looks so tired.
I'm so
he looks
tired.
like a porcupine.
I'm so tired, you guys.
Oh my God. And you know what? That's crazy because Amanda, the fact that she yanked that word out of the sky And
That's
that was,
crazy.
and that's your
just-
code word.
Read your mind, Noah. I can like
That's
get in there and
crazy.
read it.
We've all gotten way too close.
Oh my God. Anyways, I think about it all the time because, you know, it's like preserving the spirit of an artist and not burning them out early, but it's something to think about. I don't have a competitive group of kids. I think I would think about it all the time. I have a very retail bunch of people that I'm teaching. So it's very different, but yeah, it's something to think about, Amanda. Thank you for that.
I'll be honest. My first thought was I hate it. Like if I'm going to be fully transparent, my first thought was I hate it.
Oh, the whole idea of like making it a
The idea of
sport.
the aerial in the Olympics.
Don't worry, you and I are on the same page.
That was my first thought. My after obviously careful reflection. You know, I see the point that you, Kerry, are making, where you know a lot of Olympians are very young. They work really hard for a long time at a very young age. It's a short burst, right? There's not a lot of older Olympians who would be doing aerial. It's like gymnastics, you know. It's, you know, teenage years into early 20s, and that's it. I think the idea of does it ruin, you know, is it gonna burn out the artistry in these kids and things like that? I think the reason why I'm gonna be a little bit more less I just hate it is that it doesn't have to be about artistry, right? Like if I think about the dance world, there is great art in dance that exists at the same time that competitive dance that has no artistry whatsoever exists. There is form for form's sake, just like there is art for art's sake. And do I love the idea of it? No. When you first said it, I went, oh, fuck, I hate that. But, you know, I don't love dance competitions. I don't love aerial competitions.
True.
There are some occasionally that have some artistry. And when you see artistry in places like that, people go, oh, wow, that's really nice. That was great to see. That was unusual. How wonderful. And so I think maybe it gives an opportunity for that to engage itself in the Olympics. But it also doesn't. It just doesn't have to be that. It can be another form of aerial. It can be another kind of aerial.
I mean, the only thing that I really dislike about it is that if aerial goes into the Olympics and it takes away the artistry and it's just a sport, I mean, then it would be something completely different than aerial for me. It wouldn't be the aerial as I know it. It would be a completely different version of that. I would appreciate it. I just don't want to be involved in it. I wouldn't want to coach it. I wouldn't want to be
Amanda,
a part of it.
I would go completely the opposite direction. I would try to make as much money as possible, as humanly possible.
To be an Olympic coach.
I would be like, here's my soul. You can take it. Give me the money.
I mean, listen, if I was approached,
I say that now, but I haven't tried yet.
If I was approached, say Ariel was in the Olympics, this next Summer Olympics that came around, and they were like, I was scouted out, I was headhunted, and they were like, Amanda, we want you to be one of the coaches for the USA team. Here is your salary for the year and it was over a certain price, I would not say no. I would sell out. I would not say no.
Listen,
right?
it's not a sellout. It's not a
It is,
sellout.
kinda.
No.
I hear that. Like I don't love dance. I don't love dance conventions and competitions, but I choreograph a dance competition piece every once in a while when somebody asks me to do it. And usually when I do it, I don't choreograph a stereotypical competition dance piece. I put some artistry in it. It comes out a little bit different. And I've said to my students before, I don't care how you place. If the dance looks good and the judges enjoy it because it's a real dance and they're tired of seeing, 5-year-olds and tap dancing, polka dot bikini, I'm for it. Like,
Listen, I have
if the
a price.
judges
Everybody has a
are
price.
really happy to see that. Yeah, everybody has a price, but like you also
The title of this podcast is Everyone Has a Price.
Everyone has a price. Yeah. I mean, it just something in that kind of a setting though, where it's so clinical and it's so rigid, where you have to, really put a scoring system above all else and really fall in that outline of that scoring system. It just zaps all the joy away from me. It takes away it just takes away my joy. My biggest joy in aerial in general is to come up with weird shit. I like weird shit. I like figuring out what's possible. What could go into what, and this could move into here, and this could go there, and that's not. Yeah, I would just be very sad that wouldn't be a part of my everyday today way of aerial as I know it and making money. Does that make sense?
I want to sell out and be rich. Rich, rolling in it.
if you had to hit certain markers on every single piece that you choreographed, like you got to hit this skill, you got to do this technique. Yeah, I totally get that. It becomes monotonous.
Which is what it is. But listen, I would rather do that though than let's say an office job that wasn't my own business. So there's always, give and take caveats for everything. Always a catch.
Thank you so much for tuning in. You can find Amanda Ritchie at Grounded in Flight on Instagram and at Noah Doc on Instagram, as well as Red Flags app. And me, Kerry Wee, you can find at wrapyourheadaroundsilks.com. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. We have so much more coming at you, including guests that are in this art world, that are blazing their way through new businesses, and just more banter from us. Thank you for listening. This is The Artist Entrepreneur.